Shabbat Shalom. Tonight begins Sukkot, and we celebrate 5 days after Yom Kippur. One of the most interesting mitzvot of Sukkot is the mitzvah to dwell within a sukkah, whether those who stay in a sukkah the whole time and even sleep there overnight for 7 days, or at least having our meals in the sukkah. The idea is we're enveloped, we're encompassed. The mitzvah is the entirety of the sukkah itself that we're dwelling within. It's the only time where the mitzvah surrounds us, so to speak. And the other mitzvah is the waving of the esrog and the lulav, the 4 species in the 4 directions. It's actually 7 directions: north, east, south, and west, above, below, and within. Okay, so the opening verse here is actually read on both days of Sukkot. In the morning, in the last reading of the Torah, the Maftir. On the 15th day of the 7th month ye shall have a holy convocation. Ye shall do no manner of servile work, and ye shall keep a feast unto Hashem 7 days. Numbers chapter 29, verse 12. That's from the JPS 1917 Tanakh. The festival of Sukkot, as prescribed in Torah, included offerings for the nations for their protection from affliction. There were a total of 70 bulls offered over a period of 7 days for the nations. This specifically designated amount of offerings corresponds to the so-called primary nations that are mentioned in the book of Genesis, as mentioned in Sukkah 55b. In the future, all the nations will be required to worship in Jerusalem. Of course, it's likely to presume that they will send delegates on their behalf. And this will be a sign of the Messianic era when Mashiach will reign from Jerusalem. And this is mentioned specifically by the prophet Zechariah. And it shall come to pass that everyone that is left of all the nations that came against Jerusalem shall go up from year to year to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, and to keep the Feast of Tabernacles, Sukkot. Zechariah chapter 14, verse 7. So Sukkot will be the holiday that not only continues at the time of Mashiach, but all the nations are invited. And many people shall go and say, Come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob. And he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of the Lord from Jerusalem. Isaiah chapter 2, verse 3. Shabbat Shalom and Chag Sameach.